Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of On the Mic with Mike. I am your host, Mike Larkin, and joining me for a round two is a fighter and a hell of a one at that, the one, the only, Miss Desiree Davila. Hello, Desiree. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. First of all, it's always a pleasure to talk to you and really pick your brain about this fight game. And you have been doing your thing as far as fights goes. You just came off Saturday night fights with Cinderella Lanier in Fort Worth, Texas, the co-main event. A lot to really discuss within this fight, but first and foremost, I have to say, after rewatching it and really getting a little analyzed, dissecting, and deciphering of the fight, I enjoyed the bout. Y'all two had great chemistry together.
Yeah, we did. It was a good one.
Now, for you going into this, and I mean, we'll get into the fight in itself, but how great is it for you, not only just your hometown and everything from that perspective, but you really got a chance to not only more hone your craft and really apply it, but it really give you a chance to more fight and just really just have more experience and just really go out there and show up and show out. For you, how important was it going into this particular fight?
It was really important to me because it was in, of course, my hometown, and I had prepared for it. I had done a lot of work behind it, and it was very important for me to show up and show out, and I believe I did that.
Oh, certainly, man. And it's one of those things, too, where you look at the fight game in itself. I think it's just that extra motivation. It's kind of like, as Bobby Boucher would say, Adam Sandler and the Waterboy, that tackling fuel, so to speak. So it gives you that chance to really amplify and showcase yourself in this great art form. And I mean, looking at this bout with you and Cinderella Lanier, I mean, you came about on the offense and you did your thing with your strikes and your kicks. You had your game plan. She came right back at you. But I think the big thing out of this is, and watching this fight again, I got to tell you something. I don't think it was a unanimous decision. I don't think with what the judges got out of this fight, you were more on the offense more than the defense. And it was psychology. It was ground and pound, and y'all two kicked the crap out of each other. But I think the big controversy comes with that decision. I myself, knowing you and knowing how you go into each and every fight with that grit and determination, I got to tell you, I was a little bit with that result right there in your hometown of Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah, I was too. Yeah, there's a lot of controversy behind that up until this day, really. And, from what I know is that right now is that I was put in the opponent corner, which is the blue corner. And I should have been in the red corner, which is the hometown corner and the most experience. I don't know why that happened. I don't know, who did it or what, but that was the main thing. I feel like that played a real big part of the decision because they couldn't give me that score to win, to beat her. And the only way I see now is in the blue corner is to knock out your opponent or to really, really stop them. And I went out there to show my boxing skills because this was my first time as a pro fighter. And so I didn't go out there on a bare knuckle or knocking her out kind of a deal. No, I didn't. I went out there and our plan was to show that I could box. And because I did this on my own and I didn't have no sponsorships, no help, nothing, it did play a factor in all that. So if I would have knew that, then I wouldn't have done it, period, knowing that I was in the opponent corner because I should have been, like I said, in the red corner, in my hometown corner, and it would have helped a lot with the decision because I know she couldn't knock me out. I already had sparred her before, and even then she couldn't beat me, and she couldn't beat me in the ring as well. So disappointing all the way around, but yeah, it did play a lot of part of that. That win that she got, really.
Man, I gotta say, I think it's love and respect to both athletes, and I always say this because I love what y'all do, and boxing is one of the greatest art forms. But when I see what you did, and like I said, like you mentioned there, with the opposition's corner and everything that went into it that really sparked the controversy, I think for you going from bare knuckle and really getting your first pro fight into the boxing realm, it just shows, like, I mean, you're your own brand, you're do-it-yourself type of vibes, your little DIY. It just shows your overall efforts that you put in as a person, as a brand, and as an athlete, so to speak. But I got to tell you, man, I got to say first and foremost, it was a hell of a bout. But I got to say, it's a little cheeky, so to speak, to put in the bluntest of terms. It's a little cheeky, a little sketchy, if you will, with what happened. But I think all around, it's only going to make you continue to gravitate and really adapt and grow, not only just as a person and a fighter, but just to keep going, keeping on within your journey. So for that, that's on the plus side because I think there's going to be more great things for you.
Yes, I do believe so as well. Yeah, cheating, politics. It's all, I didn't believe that boxing was politics, until I got older. And then now that I fought and that happened to me, yeah, I do believe in politics, and I do believe that has well, not something, but a lot to do with it. Um, but I did go out there and I started and I lost 22 pounds in 2.5 months. I haven't had a car in 2 years, almost 3 years, and I would walk and run to the gym. My homegirl Legs would pick me up. She's also a fighter, and she would take me to EOS with her. Shout outs to her. Big shout outs to her because, she helped me a lot with this journey, and she took me there with her, and I was able to accomplish my weight goal. And I was underweight and I was 137. So I did the weight thing and I did put all myself into it. And, like you said, I am my own brand. So I know I do represent myself out there, and I do go out there with everything I have, and I put my heart in the ring. And I know that there's good things to come as well after this.
I think it's all about being the best representation of your presentation, Desiree, representing yourself and presenting yourself well. And first and foremost, congratulations on the weight loss as well, man, getting right into that tuned shape, and as well showcasing the overall dignity, respect, and the overall discipline that goes into the journey as well as the fight game and really applying that craft. I think at the end of the day, too, I think what we can definitely learn from this, and I urge anybody to go check out the fight and check out Desiree's past bouts as well. It's one of those things, man, where you just learn and you continue to grow and adapt, like I mentioned. But what's really cool about it too is as well as you're not stopping. I think a lot of people would sometimes, get out there and just, you get up and then you get back down. But for you, you're getting right back up. And I think you just not only continuing your classes, continuing your training, it just shows the aptitude that really does make up one's being. So that, once again, is kudos and respect. But it's also something that a lot of people can exist to inspire from.
I appreciate that. Yeah, because after that loss, like it really did hurt, and I really was disappointed. It really did mess me up mentally. And I can honestly say that I fought with myself. I went back and forth, like, what's wrong? What happened? Like, I don't understand. Like, even when I was in the ring and they announced her name, I was like, what? Like, I was lost. I was like, that did not just happen to me. This is not real. And it was real. And for me, to get out the ring and for me to go into the crowd, and even afterwards, and they were telling me that I won and I did that and I should have had that, and they don't know what the judges are looking at, and different people said different things, mm, about everything. So I had a lot of support, and I know that I won mentally, and even though it's not on the card and showing my record, I know I won that, and I did want to quit after that. I really did. I was like, I'm done. Like, I put all this work in, and for what? For what? For me to get my first loss in my hometown? I was really upset by it, but uh, a lot of people reached out to me and online and in my inbox and on the tape, and even afterwards when I walked out is really when I was like, I thought about it, because there was like 15, 20 people outside. I guess they were just chilling, waiting to see like after what they were gonna do after the fights. And when I walked out, they were like, hey, come here, Mom, like, come here. And I kind of went over there. I was like, what's up? And they were like, hey, you won that. Don't worry about that. Like, keep going. You got this. Like, you're a beast, and just keep going. And like I said, after the fight, I was just like, just in a zone, in a mode. And I didn't know really what to think or feel at the time. I was just like caught in between two worlds, I guess, like spazzing out and really trying to keep focus and keep going, and then afterwards is when I was really like, yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Like, then I got support, and I felt like I got that I would say the support really. The support is what I needed mentally, and the people who stood behind me when I was going through it, because I did go through it, and mentally I feel like nobody should go through it in that sport, and I feel like politics shouldn't play a part of all this, and if it does, it does, but at least do it right, like at least make it right, at least give the person who won the win, regardless of whether they're from the hometown or whether they're not. Like, I'm just real big on right and wrong, period. So, but yeah, it was hard for me, but I've overcome it. I have learned my lesson. Like you said, it was a lesson to me all of it. And, I do see through everything and I do take accountability. I feel like I played those cards a little too close to my chest, but then again, I'm a gambler. So it all worked out. It all worked out. God only knows, why it happened and what happened and behind the scenes. But I feel like the lesson learned was for me just to take this and for me to move a different direction and for me to like I said, I'm my own brand and I appreciate, them putting me on the card and I appreciate, being in front of my hometown, but the result wasn't what it was supposed to be. And it wasn't, it didn't happen the way it was supposed to happen, which I feel like God did everything for a reason. And he showed me everybody and everybody's true colors before and after, even during, and mostly after everything. So he just showed me to stay grounded, to keep focused, and to move away from that situation and to keep going on my own. So that's what I'm going to continue to do.
I think God has a plan for all of us, and we all have our purpose, so to speak. And one of the things my dear friend Melissa actually told me years ago, shout out to Melissa, was like everything that you go through in your life is a test. Everything is going to test you. Everything is going to be right in front of you. So I always looked at it like this, like you do with any test, whether it be in school or what have you, you got to pass that test. I mean, there's going to be some hardships. There's going to be obstacles to overcome. It's not going to be easy because a lot of tests aren't easy, but I think you pass that test with flying colors from the mental aptitude, the physical aptitude. You know where you're going, man. And I think that's a huge plus. And that support, that positive reassurance, so to speak, really helps one out. So I think that really is a true benefactor of what we get to see within our mind, body, and soul and overall spirit. And social media is a son of a bitch, to be completely honest with you, because there's positives, there's negatives. It's a society thing. We're in the digital age now. Everything is social media. Everything is behind the keyboards. So, I mean, you get that from that perspective, but also at the same time, too, there are some positives to it. But I got to say this. It really didn't stop there because I believe there was some trash talking between the two of you on social media after this. Can we get into this? Because I saw some Instagram stuff. I wanted to get it from your mouth first into the source and within itself. So, Desiree, talk about what happened here.
Like I said, it's been a controversy since it happened, and I was really mad about it. I was really upset afterwards. I really was, and logically, I knew what happened, but my emotions were like sky high my name, represents me, and I was really too lit about the situation, and I was on fire. And yeah, for that to be said, they had made one of the people that were there. He's a cameraman, real good one, and he had put out a reel, and he made it to seem like on the cover like I had lost, and then even the clips, like it looked like I won. I mean, I watched it. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with him. His name's Businessman Entertainment, and he's good people. And so when he put that out there, I was like, I just had put my honest opinion. I said, even with all those clips, I feel like I won. Like, even, I mean, it might look like I didn't from the cover photo he put on there, but it's all business. I understand. But even with the clips, I was like, yeah, I won that still. There ain't no doubt in my mind, like no hesitation, like nothing, no lie behind it. Like I stand 10 toes down behind, I won that. And so when I put that, then she came back with a bunch of kissy faces and stuff. And I was like, it just set me off. Cause I was like, girl, bye. Like that's not even cute because we both know you lost that, even in the ring, I could tell. And then we had controversy in the ring as well, because I felt like she kept running into me and kept putting her head down and like smothering me, and I got frustrated. So I did like push her. I think I pushed her into the third the third for sure. And then the fourth round, I knew, that we were going to go for each other, because I know she felt me, and I saw her when I pushed her, because when she hit me, like she grabbed my ear and it like hurt. I went like this, and I looked, she had like gloved my ear, like laced my ear, and it cut open. So then when I saw the blood, I was like, oh, like what the fuck? And then she was like, yeah. Like she told me, she was like, yeah, what's up? I did that. Like, yeah. And I was like, all right, bitch, like, come on with it. Like, so, but the bell had rang, at the same time. So when we went back to the corners, I was like, all I could think about mentally was like, I need to do this. Like, this is the fourth round, and even at that, I guess I had lost so much weight. And I guess it is true because, I'm glad we're doing this now, because I know we did this podcast before, but my Wi-Fi was tripping and I was getting stuck and everything. So none of it went through, right? But this time I was able to see they had other fights November 15th. And so I was able to see what I needed to see, and I was able to hear what I needed to hear through everything. So I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, but with me and her, like I said, when all that stuff happened between us, I was like, you're making it seem like you won, but you didn't win. And then I know about the corners. And so it was just like a continuation thing. And I popped off out of emotion and logic at the same time. So yeah, it was pretty intense. I let it go just because I can't do nothing about it. And she don't want a rematch. I told her I want a rematch, let's run that back. And her coach was like, no, like it wouldn't do her no justice. It wouldn't do nobody. But I know it's for them. I understand where they're coming from, but it doesn't help me or my situation or my record. But that's what the controversy was about. So like I said, when I put everything together, then when it happened, it was more out of just like I knew. And then when November 15th came and I watched everything, and I was like, oh yeah, like that is a big part of everything. That it was just like confirmation that I got from myself. So yeah, that's what really the beef was about. And she just went back and forth talking about, yeah, it was her, your city did that to you and this, because she's not from here. And I was like, yeah, like it was disappointing that my city did that to me. Yeah, it did hurt. Yeah, it's embarrassing to even say that happened to me in my own hometown, and for my people to see that, it hurt, especially for my kids to see them be like, Mom, you won that. Like, what happened? And that's not right. And, a bunch of people were saying it wasn't right. And it just really got the best of me at the time. But that's what the controversy was about. And she went back and forth. So I don't know. I guess she can say that she won if it makes her feel better. But we both know. I know the city knows she didn't. So, yeah.
It's one of those things. Well, first off, that's going to be the title of this on the Michael Mike Wi-Fi is tripping. I'm glad you brought that up because that was very tuned to our last show.
No, for real. And it all worked out. It all worked out because, we got to redo this and replay this. And I got to see more, like I said, in time. And it just all worked out. Divine timing. I believe in divine timing. And it's all working out.
I agree wholeheartedly with you, and that's the main thing, is that we're here, folks, and today in this time and age. And I mean, look at it from a stance like this. First of all, I got to comment on the kissy face stuff. Like, if you're going to do that in social media, come on. Like, that's not very Cinderella-ish, if you know what I'm saying. And I don't mean to do that to make fun of the girl's name, but no, Cinderella's not just going to be throwing kissy faces in a very sarcastic and very, like, I'm going to be very passive-aggressive about this and not just go for the insult. I'm just going to be like kissy face, like, mwah. Mm-hmm. That is probably one of the most passive-aggressive things to ever do an emoji in the history of emojis. Let's put that to the forefront. That is so passive-aggressive. I'm sorry.
And I guess what really made me mad, I mean, she didn't come back with like, no, you didn't win that. No, it was more like, yeah, in your face type shit.
Yep,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, bitch. Like, I know, like, I put fear into you when we were in that ring, and when I first saw you come out, like I said, we sparred before, and I didn't do what I needed to do then because I was training for bare knuckle. Yes, she helped me. I appreciated it then. But this was different. This is a pro fight. Like, this is for our record. Like, we know, you know what I'm saying? We know what's up when we get in that ring. There ain't no friendship in that ring. So when we did that and everything happened, like I said, when she did that in the ring, and then they gave her that win. And then for me to comment, like, she just made it worse when doing that. Yeah, like I said, it was just like, yeah, in your face. And then when I came back, like, and I did tell her, like, they just gave that to you because your name's Cinderella. Like, they must have felt bad for you. I did. I talked a lot of shit. I talked a lot of shit on that post just for the fact, like you said, the passive aggressive was what made me do it. And it was like, she didn't even have to comment back. She didn't have to respond back. Every reaction don't need a reaction. You know what I'm saying? I know what I did. I know what I said, but it wasn't for her to respond. It wasn't for her to react. It was just putting my honest opinion out there. Like, it was me backing up myself, you know. And when she did that, it just sparked my flame again. So we went at it. And I did tell her, like, and I thought really it was about her name and about maybe her connection that she had, or I don't know what played a part in it at the time, you know. And so when I did tell her that, it was more like, yeah, you know, maybe they felt bad for you because of your name, you know. It is what it is, you know. But then when she started bringing up my city and stuff, and I was like, yeah, that did have a part of that, and it did have a part. But now I know it's a part of the production, and you know what they did or how they did it, and the judges just had to go with it. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, her doing that, no, she shouldn't have done that.
Let's put this out to the forefront. One of those judges was probably a Disney fan. Let's put that to the forefront. I'm only kidding, but no, I look at it from a stance like this. It's one of those things, like you mentioned the third round. It's one of those things, and I could even tell from watching it. If y'all have not seen the fight, the link will be in the description. But it's like she got really snug. You got snug back. It was the mental, just like gymnastics of just like, oh shit, like she's coming from my ear, like she's coming from me. There's trash talk in there. So you saw that level of intensity just rise. And like you mentioned, the flame really got even more ignited from that. So, I mean, I could understand from your perspective, it's a whirlwind of emotions.
Yeah, and then not just that, like before what I was saying too about the about seeing and hearing about the November 15th fights is that I know someone on there, he had dropped a lot of weight to fight, and then he had said uh that it did impact him when he fought, and he felt it. And when I went back for the fourth round, my legs were like tingling, like as if they were going numb, and I didn't understand what happened. And Deed was, you know, my partner in the ring at that time. And then he was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "My legs, like I don't know, my legs feel like they're going numb." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "I don't know." Like he was like, "Forget all that. Like your legs aren't gonna buckle. Like you're gonna get out there and finish this. Like you got this. Like go out there and get this. Like this is the last round. Go." And I was like, so it was like mentally, I had to mentally block out all the weirdness and pain I was feeling in my legs. And I went out there, and then also I know I pissed her off when I pushed her, and that had happened. But like I said, it was in the moment, but I didn't feel that. But then when I went back to the corner and I sat down, it was like my body was reacting to, I guess, like my friend had said on the 15th, that his body, he could feel it from the weight drop. And I had dropped 22 pounds in 2 months. And I really felt that played a part of my weakness. And I don't hydrate the way I should afterwards, only for the fact that I guess I'm not hungry. And, you know, I'm not hungry because I lost so much weight. So I didn't get to hydrate the way I should. And I only had a couple, like a day or two, you know, not even a day to hydrate. So I felt like that just, I didn't get to put all the nutrients and everything back into me the way before the fight. So then when we were going, and then the fourth round came, like I said, it was just like, my body, like it really just messed with me. And when he told me that, it was just like, okay, like I looked at him and I was like, I got this, like just thought I got this. Like, and then I knew that she was coming for me, and I pissed her off and she pissed me off. So I went and I got up and I was like, let's fucking go. Like, this is the last round. Like, I'm going to give it my all. And that's what I did. And even then I still, like, I prevailed. Like, yeah, she called me slipping because, like I said, the way I was feeling, but I came back because I was like, nah, I'm not going to finish this last round like this. Like, this is mine. Like, this is my fight. And I pushed through it, and I did. And even then I still feel like I prevailed with that fight. I did win that fight, even feeling that way, even going through that. Like, no one knew that. No one knew that except for me and Indeed. Like, but yeah, but I still did it. I still finished it. And I like I said, I still finished it. So, and I finished it right. And I won that regardless.
I think so too, and I think it's one of those cases, and a lot of people don't even realize. Like, you feel good when you lose the weight, but there is some like those side effects of just knees buckling and just everything, like you mentioned there. I think what's great about it too is as well that you kept going, and I think if you really look at the overall storytelling arc of this fight, and what we get to see the trajectory of one's character and one's overall course, so to speak, is that you're going out there in a blaze of glory, just knowing that you won, taking this and just motivating you to the next level. And I mean, like, if you want to give us a sample right here right now before we talk about the other aspirations that you've had and what you've done with your education, what do we have coming up as far as like fights? What are you thinking now going towards the future? Since you've done bare knuckle, you've done boxing, your first pro fight, what can we expect from you going into the future, Desiree?
To be honest, I don't have a team behind me. I don't have anybody in my corner. Right now I'm by myself and solo, training by myself solo. And with that being said, I don't know what's to become of my fight game. I know I still want to do it. I know I'm still open to it. Um, so right now, like, I know I need someone in my corner, and I am just kind of looking. I do have a couple people in my head, and we have talked, you know, through this since that fight. And so really, I'm just really focused on just getting through this year, to be honest with you. Um, for my kids, like, and I know the holidays are coming up, and like I said, me not having a car still and me struggling, I am struggling as a mother, and just financially in this world the way it's going. And I'm just trying to really just, like I said, get through the new year, and whatever happens happens, you know, after this. I'm okay with it. I'm open to it. New possibilities, new things to come, you know, new people to come. As like I said, my boxing game just kind of on hold right now, but I'm out the mix, but not out the game, if that makes sense.
Beautifully and eloquently said. Not only put that on a t-shirt, but also those are words to adhere by. I think, as the great Tupac Shakur once said, you got to keep your head up. And I look at it from a stance like this. I think from where you are as a mom, as a overall family, because family is everything, I think everything is going to work out for you. And I wish you nothing but the best on that front, especially to anyone out there, because it is very much tough times in this
Yeah.
economy, in this world right now. So I
Mhm.
definitely think everything will work itself out. So stay blessed and just continue to keep your head up.
Appreciate it. Really appreciate that.
You're very welcome. Now, on the other side of the coin, folks, besides this badass over here being the fighter that she is, Too Lit, you don't get the nickname Too Lit for anything, but you were also too lit on the educational side of things. I mean, congratulations on graduating, number one, but number two, talk about that, man, because you put a lot of work into that as well.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, my college journey that I had in the beginning of the year. And you know, that's crazy too, is that I started the new year in college, and I knew what I was going for, and I had to do it full time to pass to get to graduate in May. So I knew that. And then I tried to train um with that. And then I was actually at my old gym, which was in Diamond Hill. And so when I was going there and I was doing my college, it was hard, like, to do both and everything. And then, you know, a controversy happened at the ring, and at my gym, I would say. And I didn't get the best of that situation either. And that didn't fall my way or get favored in my way at all either. And I left the gym, and I was like, I'll just train on my own. And that's what I ended up doing. But then when I left, it was like my school took over, and I really had to concentrate on that because I really knew that I needed this associate's degree. You know, even if my boxing didn't work out for me, I needed something to fall back on, uh, regarding financially and everything. So that's why I put my mind to it, and that was really tough. It took up all my time, my mental. When I was in school, I hadn't been in school in a minute, and so when I was doing, it, I was like, damn, like, I haven't been in school forever. This is hard, like, and it was full time, like, and I would say full time school is like a full time job, you know. So I was doing full time job, and then, you know, I have two kids, and then I was trying to train, and, you know, so I got through it, and it was hard, but when I walked across the stage, it was so worth it. It was so worth me, you know, struggling, and me having to buckle down and do what I had to do and put my boxing aside for a little bit, like, you know, during the final exams and stuff. And I wasn't training as hard as I would not, you know, going to school. So with that being said, like I just did it. I know I had to do it. I had to overcome it, and I was already through it. And so, like I said, when I walked across the stage, and it was worth it. All of it was worth it. The struggles, the everything, like it all worked out. Like I said, I'm really protected and really divinely blessed when it comes to situations I've been in and the things I've been through, the trials and tribulations I've been through in my life. But God always shows me, who's for me, who's not for me, what's for me, what's not for me. I always have to seem to go through something for me for that to come to light, but it happens all for a reason. And I finished college for a reason, and it's all working out. I got a associate of arts degree, and like I said, I have my own business, so it all falls into my business category. So it all worked out. It all is all working out even now.
It doesn't matter what age you are or what every part of you are in life. To get that degree is very fulfilling, and it is a lot of work, like you mentioned. And I mean, I think not only is that great for you to fall back on, it shows your studies, whether it's in the form of arts or whatever that you're going into. It's one of the things you put your mind and your body into it, and your soul and everything that goes into the intellectual side, because it adds another little layer to your category. It's like, hey, I'm a badass and I can fight, but also at the same time, too, my mind is good. I'm intellectually into it, so to speak. So you also have another layer of yourself that really heightens the character, so to speak, of the being. I think that's really cool, man. I mean, God does put us here for a reason, and God also has a plan for all of us. So for you to get up to here, to down to here, to up to here, it's like one big roller coaster ride, so to speak. It's like you see like blood pressure like this in the hospitals. It goes like this, up and down,
It's
up and
been my
down.
whole life.
Right? So
It's been my whole life. Like,
exactly. So
no
it's like,
lie behind that one.
yeah, that's an analogy for people. Think of it as just like up and down blood pressure for like your whole life, but you're here. And that's the main thing that goes through the trials and tribulations.
Yes, yes, yes. Because I do have two sides to me. I have always been book smart, and and when it comes, I've always been book smart. I've always been street smart, and I've always had a fight behind me. So, it's another reason why my name's Too Late. I have two sides of me. I'm balanced within both of them, and I really do display both of them, and I try to display both of them at the same time with everything that I do.
And I will say this, since we are coming upon the Thanksgiving season, folks, and as the time of this recording, first and foremost, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, to put it in forefront, man. I hope y'all have a great Thanksgiving and a happy Turkey Day, so to speak. Gobble, gobble, if you will, on all that turkey, if you will, enjoy yourselves. So I got to ask you this. I always love asking this with my guests because, again, within this thing that we call life, we mentioned the trials and tribulations, the ups and downs, the pitfalls, if you will. But for you, Miss Desiree Davila, I mean, you mentioned your kids being the family woman that you are, being the great mom that you are, since we are coming upon the Thanksgiving season. What are some of the things that you are grateful for and thankful for thus in this life as far as fighting and just in general? What are some of the things thus far are you thankful and grateful for in this thing that we call life?
First of all, I'm thankful and grateful to God because without God, like I would not be able to do this. I would not have the strength to get through what I get through every day on an everyday basis. Everything I have in my life, everything that I go through, like He is my solid foundation. He has stayed with me when everyone else has left me. And tested me and distressed me and put me in situations I shouldn't have been in, but that is he is what I'm thankful and grateful for, that I actually believe in him. He believes in me. I know he favors me. And so with that being said, I'm grateful that I have spirituality in my blood, in my DNA. I'm grateful that I'm able to show my kids that God's real and that He will get you through the hard times. So yeah, that's the first and foremost is God. I'm grateful and thankful for Him all the way through, all the way through. Like even from when I was small up until now, like I know He has my back. So grateful, like I said, grateful and thankful for Him. Other than that, my real supporters, family, friends, just anybody, strangers online, like just anybody that I meet that sees me that I get introduced to. Um, I'm just grateful and thankful for the real support, because there is fake support that I have run into, that I have seen within myself and others. But it's rare that you meet genuine people that really want to show you and want to teach you and want to be there for you and support you, like I said. And I think, like I said, I think Lex, my hunger Lex, because she did support me. Like she took me to the gym every day with her. She come pick me up, drop me off, like help me with different things. And it's like and she didn't have to do that. People don't have to do that, and she did that, and that was just genuine out of her heart type stuff. And she's also a boss, so check her out. I'll tag her on this too. But it's just like meeting, and I've done a lot for people, and even my past friends or girlfriends, like I've done a lot for them, and I don't have no more really girlfriends. So for her to be there for me and to be a girl, like a friend as a girl, and like like really show me support is really what mattered to me. So her and anybody else, like I said, that was there for me, my family. And I don't know, just I'm just grateful, like for family, real family, friends, and genuine support, and the people that gave me an opportunity and a chance as well. I'm also grateful for the people that have reached out to me in my inbox, Facebook, IG, and they've given me opportunity. All the promoters that are in my inbox, like they want to see me fight, they want to see me get back into it, and they're steady just with me, keeping up with me. I appreciate that too. Grateful and thankful for that as well.
And I got to say, first and foremost, we are grateful and thankful for you and your existence and your overall game as far as fighting goes and everything that goes into your overall being. And I mean, folks, I will say this. First of all, like I mentioned, not only happy Thanksgiving, but having the right support system is really one of the most wonderful and divine things in life that really gets you through and sets you on that trajectory within your path, so to speak. And I will say this, Miss Desiree Davila, I always appreciate your time, and I definitely want to have you back on for a round 3. This has been a blast talking to you as always.
Yes, definitely. I'm definitely ready to come back maybe when I fight again or just random. I'm good with it. Whatever you want to do. I really support, and you too. Like grateful and thankful for you too, because like I said, I have a lot of promoters and stuff, of course, fight game wise. But you, as a podcaster, like you always been behind me, and you did my last bare knuckle podcast, and really on the cool. You're the only podcaster that's really reached out to me. To talk with me and to get my side and really support me even through my bare knuckle fight. You thought I won on that too. I thought I won on that too. Even now, like you thought I won on this one, and I thought I won. So like we're on the same page, and I'm really glad that I have you supporting me and you have my back too, and you allow me to talk and to express myself and what I feel, and it just matters to me to be heard, because when you're not heard and then you go through things and then you keep it inside, like it affects you as a human being, and especially when you go through a lot. So having you to talk about it and the support, I'm really grateful and thankful for you too. And I hope you have a blessed Thanksgiving.
Same to you, and the feeling is mutual. I got you. I mean, I think with our stories in general, folks, I think I've experienced, you've experienced where you thought you won something. Well, you know that you won something, and it's like, wait a minute, I thought I won this, and then this result happens. I think it's one of those pearls of wisdoms and life lessons that we've all gone through, because it's very relatable within our stories and with everybody, from the podcasting side, from the fight side in general. But everybody can relate to something. And like I mentioned earlier in the show about existing to inspire, you never know the one little thing that you could do to help inspire somebody or uplift people. So if we could do that, we definitely need more of this in this thing that we call life, especially nowadays with how society is. We need more of that uplifting, so to speak, within the society. So if we could help, I do appreciate it, as I appreciate you. So with that being said, man, you're on the social media front. We mentioned it earlier, the pros, the cons, the goods, the bads. You are one of the goods of the social media side. Where can we follow you on social media, Desiree? The floor is yours.
My IG, y'all can follow me at my IG at 2lit_Davila. I also have a Facebook. It's the word spelled out TWO lit Davila. I couldn't put the number 2 in there. Whack. But anyway, so the word 2 for Facebook and then the number 2 for IG. But that's where you can catch me at. My IG is my fight game. And then, and then I also have my business IG, which is 2Lit ENT LLC. That's where I have I make LED mugs and I customize things. So that's all my my work, my business. That's my business IG, and then my IG is Desiree Davila for my fight game. And then my Facebook, I have both of them together. So I just randomly just put everything on my Facebook, but my IGs are separate. So y'all can catch me wherever, however y'all want to get a hold of me and or watch all my. Like I said, just I have different platforms for different things, and just fuck with me on all of them. I show support. I show support back, and I appreciate anybody who's added me already, who follows me, who's comment, who's DM me, who keeps in touch with me, like everything. Yeah, for sure.
Well, Miss Davila, I will say this when it comes to your page, definitely check out the merch and everything on her side. I gotta say, I like the logos, I like everything. You've been really doing it up on the IG front. I'll definitely be in the link in the description. I've been seeing you. Definitely give that page a follow.
I appreciate it. Yes, I do put a lot of work into my business. My business is, also my financial gain. So, and I like to customize things for people. I like to make people happy, put in the things that they want on certain things, whether it be the mugs, the vases, the shirts, the shoes. Like, it makes me happy doing the work that I do, and I'm glad that I'm able to work for myself. I'm glad that, like I said, God gives me the strength to work for myself. Even back then my workplaces, that was a mess too. I don't think I'm meant to work for someone else, but now that I'm able to work for myself, it's just feels so much more at peace. I'm more at peace doing what I do, and I'm happy doing it.
Well, we are happy to see you continue to flourish, and we are happy to see you and just your face and your grill, not only on this podcast, but in this thing that we call life. And as we always say on this show, folks, life is an art form. We're all applying our crafts. Continue to apply your craft in amazing fashion. Don't stuff yourselves on Thanksgiving, but please do enjoy yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the food, enjoy the family time. That is what's most important. So with that being said, as one of the messages of this show, as within my mindset, beauty, strength, and dominance, the three key elements that make women the work of art that they are. And Miss Desiree Davila, I include you in those sentiments. Thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it. Really do. Thank you for your time as well, Mike.
Thank you.